thrive there. Student voice brings me to the next part of the program highlight for tonight, and that's the iGurus. This is another exciting component of one-to-one learning. The conception of iGurus and student technology leaders was born from two places. In District 39, we know that we have many gifted and talented students. We also have many technologically advanced and highly interested in technology students. Early on, as we were training our teachers, we discovered that students were really good at offering other students technology support. As our teachers began to master their technology tools, they recognized that these students could offer them assistance as well. Putting devices in each child's hands gives them amazing power. We wanted to embrace that, and we wanted to harness those super savvy tech-skilled individuals and put them to good use. Thus, the iGuru program was born. Our awesome tech teachers, Rachel Vartarian, Beth Kumo, and Jill Forty, have been incredibly instrumental in developing the iGuru program, recruiting students to join it, and then training them. We are grateful to each of these ladies for their help in designing the iGuru commercial that you're about to see. So I've given you a little bit of history behind the iGurus. What better way to learn about the program than the students themselves? So first we'll watch an iGuru video, followed by an introductory video made by the iGurus, and then you'll hear from each of them. After that, we'll open it up for questions. Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.
And now I'll introduce our student iGurus, and we will watch a student video. So first we have Ali, and then we have Arjun, and then we have Isley, and Miles, and Margaret.
Hello, my name is Carl Florida.
Hello, my name is Ali Otani.
Hello, my name is Arjun Kora.
And we're all iGurus.
I'm going to be explaining to you the job of an iGuru.
I'm going to explain to you the organization skills and how to help people when organizing when you're an iGuru.
And I will be telling you, and though I won't be at the meeting tonight, I will be telling you what being an iGuru has done for me as a public speaker and how the iPads have helped me as a student from my iPad later on. Now I am an iGuru, of course, and being an iGuru means that you present in front of other students to help others with their iPads and the issues that they have. So now this has helped me with my speaking skills as I now have to present in front of other students. And though in the beginning of the year I had trouble with repeating myself and with the articulation that I used when I spoke to the kids, but now I have less problems with that, and though I still do have to concentrate on my speaking skills, I don't have to. I don't have to put as much effort into it now as I did in the beginning of the year.
One. So Carl's at a hockey game tonight. He couldn't make it, but we appreciate them presenting from the news studio over at WJHS. So now I'm going to turn it over to Ali. Oh, I'm sorry, Arjun. We'll start with Arjun.
So I'm going to explain to you the job of an iGuru. So there are many things an iGuru has to do in order to keep track, and one of the things we get updates through is Schoology, and we also learn this through other courses. So every iGuru is enrolled in a course through Schoology, or at least the seventh grade iGurus, and we get updates from Ms. 40 on different presentations that we need to present to the classes. So in those presentations, we may include, so once we had to change the lock screen so that every student had a picture of themselves on the lock screen, so that if you ever lost your iPad or left it in the class, you know where to put it. And you also need to have your homeroom name on it and your team, so that you can never, so that way you wouldn't lose your iPad. And also, in case a student is having trouble with submitting an assignment, or a teacher if they have trouble doing something on the smartboard, because often what happens is that sometimes things may not be plugged into the smartboard, so they call the iGurus up, and you can. So usually I just check around and see, and usually there's a plug or cable missing, and I plugged it in, and then things start running smoothly. Um, and we also have to submit assignments through Notability and other documents to Schoology. So that's the way we mainly do our homework, by submitting that, and then the teacher would go over everything in their account. So sometimes if a student's having trouble, an iGroup can help them submitting something, or Notability if you need to type things. There's certain functions that you can help them with too. So then also we have different iGuru meetings at lunch, and we discuss some issues that have been going around. Like I remember once in Pit Collage, which is an app we use for posters and other projects. There was a glitch where you couldn't add text. So once we had solved that issue, we iGuru spread it through the school, and that was solved. So that's one example of the things we do there. And we also solve other issues that are current, and that is the basic job of an iGuru. So this is an example of one of the present of the slide of the presentation Ms. Forty had sent us, and this is the one of the lock screen, changing the lock screen, which is what I was telling you about. So we just had to do it through Pic Collage, and this is when the iGurus came and presented it to all the homerooms. Usually we just walk the students through everything and make sure everything's running smoothly. So another app, as you can see here, that Ali is showing is called Notability, which I had talked about earlier, and it's a great app because you can store basically any notes that are in a PDF document. You just have to open them in Notability. So instead of having a binder that's full of different random papers, you can just search for notes, and also you can organize them into the different dividers here and subdividers, so you can have some for each classes, and they're much easier to. So it's much easier to find notes, and you don't have to worry about misplacing anything, because if you can't find it even in dividers, you can just search it over here.
Um, for leadership skills, when an I one of the jobs of an iGuru is to help other people, like Arjun said. But I used to be really shy, and I never used to. I also used to be really good with technology. And when I became an iGuru, then I could like tell everybody how to do this and how to do that. And then I also didn't like. I stopped like being hidden in the shadows, and I actually showed everybody what I could actually do. And the teachers really appreciated me when I did that. So I could help other people, and I felt really good inside. And then lots of kids in school are really shy, um, because they're sometimes they're just shy, or they don't want to like show what their capabilities can go up to. So when iGurus came, most of the smart kids that knew a lot about technology took a survey about it, and there were two people for every homeroom, and I got picked for one of them, and I noticed a lot of kids got to like they got to show all the other kids that this could like that I could do this and I could do that, and we could. Whenever Miss Forty like worked really hard to make a presentation, we would share it on AirDrop from the computer to the teacher's smartboard, and that would lead up to like the lock screen and everything, and we could teach all the kids how to do like lock your screen or make desktop pictures. And then for organizational skills, like Arjun talked about, Schoology, Google Docs, Google Drive, Notability, etc. All of them were like merely 1/4 of the things that actually you could do with iPads. And since Dr. Pelzet, Miss Namowis, and Miss Forty came up with like iGurus and how kids should get iPads, um, then it really helped me and other kids. It really helped me and other kids know how to control an iPad or other tricks and uses that we could use to share around the school.
Hi, my name is Isley, and I'm a 6th grader in Miss Jansen's class. And I'm going to talk about Schoology. It's one of the most frequently used apps in the entire school day. You can get all of your homework and classwork from Schoology. Some teachers have daily agendas when you can check them when you're at home and you're sick. You can check them and you can get all of your homework and your classwork that you missed. It's very helpful for your missed school days. The best part about being an iGuru for me is that you can teach other people about technology that they didn't know before.
Hello, I'm Miles Johnson from Sloan's Homeroom, and I will be talking about what the iGuru program means to me. I've had a lot of past knowledge about technology, and now I get to use it every single day inside of the classroom. And when people need help, I'm the one that they look to, which is a pretty good feeling. And in the iGuru program, we learn to teach, not do. So if the problem ever occurs again, then they could figure out what to do. And the biggest project that we've done as an iGuru is the battery life project, as you can see over there. That's our poster that will be around the school soon, showing how people with iPads or not can save battery on their iDevices.
I'm Margaret Wallman, and I think that the best parts of being an iGuru is, first of all, you get to help people, like they said, and sometimes teachers with making their school day easier by helping them, and that problem won't occur again. And I also really like the meetings that the iGurus have, sometimes in school and online, and the discussions that we have, because I learn a lot and I make my days easier and I get more organized. But I also like getting to collaborate with other iGurus to make everything easier.
All right. Thank you to our student iGurus. We've been collaborating via technology and having some virtual meetings ourselves, communicating via our Google Docs. So thank you all for taking the time to do that. We appreciate you putting your CSLs to good use and working on the iPad and the iGurus. So we'd like to open it up for questions. Feel free to ask any one of our students or Adam, myself, Jill. Any questions on iGurus or iPad Mondays?
Well, I'll lead off with an observation. School for me is a distant memory, but iGurus are still a very important part of my life. They're known by different names in different businesses and professions, but iGurus, make all the difference in life long after you've finished with school. So I'm very glad you're doing this so early in your lives. Who has a comment or question? Mr. Dronin.
I have a comment. Great presentation, very good leadership skills and public speaking skills, and I like the way we incorporate that into technology, very important. Also, when I go to the Genius Bar at the iPhone store, sometimes the advice I get is not as good as the stuff I'm hearing here, so I may be coming to you folks instead, okay? Great job.
Ms. Donnan.
All right, I'm going to date myself. Back when, this is probably about 15 years ago, when my kids were here at the junior high, we used to have a program. They were people that would help the teachers with audiovisual equipment. And I have a friend's daughter who was one of those people that helped out in the audiovisual equipment, because often the students would know more than the teachers, and especially any substitute teachers that came in. They were totally lost because things were changing so rapidly. This young woman now is an associate producer in Hollywood. She's taken her passion for working with audiovisual and continued it on in New Trier, and then studied film, and is now an associate producer for a science fiction show. So as you're playing with these, and obviously you have an interest and a passion, do you foresee where you might be in 15 years? Anyone?
Well, recently in school we were learning about coding, and that interests me a lot. So I could see technology in my future.
Well, I agree. I have always loved technology and like what differences it can make for you. So I think that might be in my future too, because I love helping people out with it and doing things like that.
I've always loved to help people, and when iGuru came in my life, it changed my life completely because I could actually start helping people with technology or something I already knew. And I also liked coding because I've always wanted to make an app of myself, and that, like Flappy Bird, many people used to like that. So I wanted to make something as simple as that. But coding helped me realize everything that I could do with an iPad.
I think I'm definitely going to use technology later in my life, and these skills will help me because helping others is just an important skill overall. Public speaking is an important skill, and knowing a lot about technology will help because I think by the time I get a job, the technology is going to be really advanced, and knowing how it works, I can use that to my advantage.
Great, thank you.
Ms. Schaaf.
I just want to compliment all of you guys on your incredible skills and maturity. I think this program is just a fantastic idea. It must feel really good to help, I can hear all you guys say this, to help other students, to help your teachers out, because this is so innate for you. You really understand. I love seeing the mix, too. We've got 2 girls, iGurus, and we're always talking about bringing women into the sciences, and so I think that's fantastic. So good luck to all of you guys, and thank you very much.
Ms. Alcantara.
I also want to applaud you for your wonderful presentations, one of the best presentations we've had. And others have spoken about how neat it is to see you learning more about technology and perhaps utilizing technology in your future. But when I see you all up there giving these presentations, the thing that occurs to me is that perhaps all of you have really benefited the most by being able to learn how to teach. So you are able to now relate to your peers and teach not just technology, but other ideas and concepts, and know some good ways to do that. And it's great to hear that maybe this has brought people out of their shell and allowed you to do some great things with public speaking and interacting with your peers. Thanks.
Ms. Levine.
Sure, I'll add my 2 cents. I also want to thank you all, and it was occurring to me, having an iPad student in my house, how what you guys are helping, your peers learn is translating into our house. I hear a lot of this at home, which makes me wonder about the parent seminar that maybe you should be considering, whether that's online or so. Okay, all right, well, thank you very much.